my companion Maxwell Moody. And sorry for the delay, small technical difficulties, but we're back. And could you, Maxwell, please tell us what game is it today already?
All right, this is the sixth game in the Ceesa High School girls volleyball competition. It's the it's the Dolphins versus the Lynx, Istanbul versus Riga, and so far it's a tie game, 2-2. What we've seen earlier, so Riga has won both games, and Istanbul has a record of 1-1, wins and losses. So
Yep.
really, the statistics are in favor of Riga here.
Yep. And one thing I can for sure tell about Riga over here, they always bring passion throughout the game. I've watched both games that they won. That would be Cossacks and against Iron Wolves. And their key component to success of their team, I think that would be number 10 over there. Great spikes, great energy on the court. And number 8. They're just destroying their teams with the spikes and passion that they bring on the court.
Of course, yeah, number 10 and number 8. Number 10, I was just talking about in the last broadcast, if you were watching, is actually a professional beach volleyball player in Latvia.
Number 10?
Number 10.
Damn.
And yeah, so she's the captain of the team, has been for the last 3 years of high school. And well, she's doing a great job of it, I think. Here,
Definitely,
you can see she's good at spiking, setting, bumping, setting.
Yeah, and I
serving.
think it's not really like she definitely has the skill set, but I think the most contribution that she brings to the team is the leadership ability. She leads her team. She brings the momentum to the game.
That is something that's very important, and if I had to mirror that to the Penguins team, I'd say she's the equivalent of number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9, we call her Skittles.
Yeah, as we
neon shoes.
As we've seen, Lynx and Penguins are really going at it, and I believe they play tomorrow or late today. That would be a really good matchup, possible finals matchup.
Actually, you know what? I agree there. Possible finals matchup. Both of those teams have won both of their games, so for now they're tied in first place. This could be the game changer.
Yep. As we see that, who's wait.
And the ball goes out of bounds. It's the point for the Lynx. 7-3. And we have a good server here. Overhand. Fast and furious. Goes right off the hands of number 7. Needs some communication there.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The scoreboard has been fixed. And as we see, Lynx is already taking an early lead with 8-3. A 5-point lead.
That's the second serve that Lynx have landed right in the middle of
yeah,
the court,
and that's
still caught them off guard.
That's the one that I told you about, number 8. Such arm strength is insane. And you know, I've said it multiple times, whenever number 10 or number 8 spikes, I really can't blame the team for not receiving it, because it's just so much arm strength, so much power that goes, it flies like a fireball.
Indeed, it's crazy, and it's a shame Lynx didn't win that point. That was up to luck by that point, because with that positioning, with number 8 as the server, they could have racked up a lot of points. But at least they got the 5-point lead here.
Yep.
Dolphins underhand serve, 8-13
And
set.
yep, a little bit of miscommunication with number 6 and 13, and
got too close to the net.
Yep.
Dolphins took the opportunity.
Indeed, they did. And actually, it is fair to say that Dolphins are a little bit undersized compared to Lynx over here. As we see, Dolphins having 2 pretty tall players. That would be number 6 and number 1. While compared to Lynx, I think average height would be in favor of the Lynx team.
Thing about these underhand serves is, oh, that was a carry. Thing about the underhand serves is they're guaranteed to go over. 99% of the
Indeed,
time.
indeed.
which
Yeah, but you
overhands
know,
are not,
but
but-
you know, what I've seen a lot with these teams, they do the underhand serves in third set when it's already down to last couple points, and of course you should rely on underhand, but you should also learn how to serve it properly, meaning hard, in order to get the
Definitely.
point.
Because those people with strong overhand serves are the ones who ace and then just get the points rallying up.
Indeed, indeed. It's easier. You don't have to work as much for the point.
Number 10 from the Penguins was a prime example of that.
Number 10 from Lynx.
No, from the Penguins, from Moscow. I'd say the best server on their team.
Yep.
Ooh.
A great
little
block
back
by
and
number
forth game
10.
there over the net. And
Yeah.
Lynx managed to get the point.
And I believe it would be 11-7. Maybe 10-7.
Lynx is number 13 on the serve. And that's the 1% of underhand serves that don't make it over, unfortunately. 13 asking to be swapped
10 to
out.
8. A 2-point lead for Lynx.
Strong underhand. 8 receives. 14 spikes.
One thing I credit the Dolphins for sure is their communication, their energy on the court. You can hear them every single time. You can hear them talking. Maybe they're not as skilled players, but they are definitely the loudest ones.
So Ceesa coordinators around the around Central and Eastern Europe, of course, try
Yep.
their best to get the flights in at a reasonable hour so that their athletes have sufficient sleep and can perform well.
Yep.
But something to know about these Lynx is that they came in around 12 a.m. So
Did they?
Right. So if you see any grogginess, that might be the case of jet lag. Well,
Oh yeah, definitely. Lynx
bit
was
later than the
definitely
rest.
it was definitely the last team, and I can't say that it really carried into their game because, as we see over here, they keep on pounding every single time.
No, they're very good. They're very good.
Yep. And yeah,
But both of these teams, I say, traveled the same distance to come out here. You have Turkey and Latvia.
indeed, indeed.
It's good to see such a variety of countries represented.
Yeah,
at
this is actually
tournament.
I mentioned it in every single past game, but I'm really excited for Riga. Of course, I'm cheering on my fellow Cossacks. Kyiv is red. But I'm really excited to see Riga because besides basketball in Macedonia, I've never seen Riga sports before. So it's really nice to see that diversity, you know?
All right, Riga. Latvia, I used to study there, and I never knew they had such prodigies of volleyball. They're definitely one of the strongest teams at the tournament.
Well, maybe because you weren't really a volleyballer since you were a baller back then, right, Maxwell?
Of course, a baller, yes.
Yep. Ball is life. But right now it's volleyball. And we should focus on that. We can see number 6 really contributing on the offensive end. I believe she's the tallest on their team. And we can see that attempt for the block where they just intimidated the opponent and
No, I agree.
She
That was an
couldn't do it.
intimidating block there. and
Yep.
I think the Lynx just gave up. Which is okay because it's a tie game, almost. 12-13 for the Dolphins.
13. Yeah.
And now that's 13-13. Oh, we have 10 serving here. Dima, predictions on how many points Lynx will rack up?
Do I have any predictions? Can't say. How about you?
I'd say they might break 20.
Well, they have to break 20 in order to win. So.
I'll say they'll break 20 before Dolphins break 15.
Oh, good prediction. I don't believe. I think it's gonna be a close game throughout the whole set
Well, let's see.
because What I've seen with Dolphins, they lost one and they won one. And what I've seen with Lynx right now, this is not the usual themselves because I watched the first game. It was a blow. It was 25-6.
Oh.
Lynx is tired right now. I can definitely see it since I've seen every single game from them. They're not playing with as much energy, but
Surprise attack.
with the same amount of passion, I believe.
That's true. That's all very true. But luckily, they got a timeout right here. Maybe they can restore a bit of energy.
Yep.
And so one problem that has been building up over the tournament is that the games have been starting later and later than scheduled. And what do you think? Is this a problem because of the student sport council, or is it just the problem that we've never hosted volleyball before?
What do you mean? You think it correlates somehow to sports council?
I mean, it's their first tournament that they're
No,
organizing.
no. The games are starting later because the schedule that they made, they time. While some games, for example, I'll give you an example. Kozaks versus against Lynx. In the first set, it really looked like it's gonna go top to 2 sets, but it was a down the stretch game with Kozaks losing by, I believe, 4 or 5 points in the third set.
It was close.
So it just took a little bit more time.
I think it was very ambitious of whoever scheduled this tournament to have 6 teams do round robin in 2 days.
Yep.
That's a lot of games, and so we'll be out here till around 7 maybe. But you guys at home, you can sit back, relax, crack open a bag or 2 of chips and, watch us and have a nice time.
Yep. Definitely. And if you have just tuned in, we will remind you that Lynx is on top right now on the scoreboard.
And I shall remind you that I made the prediction that Lynx will break 20 before Dolphins break 15, and they're right on track to do so.
Well,
Is
Maxwell,
that
I guess you have the notch over here. I can't say anything.
I guess
I thought it would be
an
a
eye
really
for
close
girls
game,
volleyball.
I thought it would be a really close game, but as your prediction is actually proven right, I forgot that number 10 is serving, and number 10 I swear to God, every single time I see her serving, it's 6 or 7 in a row at least until something goes wrong.
She's
6 or 7.
No, right.
Just look at that
that
power, it's like a fireball. It's like it's shooting from a cannon.
That's the sort of serve that you're trying to achieve. It was actually an illusion. From here, it looks like it was going out, but the libero in the back just couldn't decide in time. The ball was flying quickly at her. She decided to go receive it.
Yep.
But 10 is very, very calm with the ball. Takes her time.
Yeah, relax. She's not
Makes the
scared
best
to
out
make
of
a
it.
mistake. That's the thing, and that's what I've talked with many players, especially with the Kozaks. A lot of players. We have a lot of players who, whenever they go up to serve, they're really nervous. And I've seen even one girl having her hands shaking, and I told her, you just have to keep your cool, because if you're nervous, 80% of the time, you're probably going to miss the serve. If you're cool and collected, even if you make a mistake, you just move on to the next thing. You move on and you play it out on defense.
We had a surprise. Ooh, that was a perfect serve right into the corner.
Yep.
Number 10. demonstrating
23-13. I believe that is
Great
the
effort.
6th.
Yes.
Yep. Got into the 6th one.
And we had a substitution with 13 coming out and 15 coming in. Number 6 telling 15 to be calm. I think it's just some game time for one of the bench players.
Yep. Number
is
10
very
just
good.
keeps on pounding, and man, throughout the game, she's really made a case for herself for the MVP of the tournament.
I'm so honored to have already taken the interview with her.
Yep.
And so this is match point for the Lynx. If she can ace this, that would be nice.
And we see a good receive
Oh, the
from
first
Dolphins.
receive
They
in a
don't want
while.
to get, but they will lose the first set.
14.
25-13, meaning they lost by 12 points. And what is your conclusion
Yeah.
of the first set?
Well, first set was everything I thought it might be, and that was exactly the Lynx coming out in front. By the middle of the set, they really found their rhythm, And yeah, by the time 10 was in the position of serving, that was it.
Yeah,
for
I think
the Dolphins.
Dolphins want to take the second set. They really have to not only communicate but really exploit that ability of spiking, because a lot of times there are no three touches. I've seen three touches maybe 5 times throughout the whole game for the Dolphins, and I think they need to exploit the three touch because that's where you actually get the combination for the perfect spike.
That's right. And while we were watching Moscow, I was commentating on that. So Moscow is probably the most dedicated, most traditional team in that they always do the bump set spike attack.
Yeah, and we
And
see
so-
as we look at halftime, I guess the Lynx are relaxed. They feel confident. They know they have the thought of winning this game, but most importantly for the Dolphins right now is to exploit this, to exploit the fact that they're relaxed. Because
Right.
if they exploit that right away, you're gonna see the Dolphins taking the lead.
Right. I see the Lynx becoming very habitual. They start getting into a sort of scheduled
And that's,
play.
that's the first time. When I first saw them play against the Iron Wolves, that was their problem. They get relaxed really quickly, and that's when Iron Wolves, unfortunately, are at the bottom of the tournament's list right now. They actually began with a 0-4 against the Iron Wolves, just
Oh.
because they thought it would be so easy. So that's what Istanbul has to exploit right now. As we see, Istanbul is going to serve. I
Number
believe
3.
that's number 3, yep. Good serve to get it over the net.
All right, and just a message, since the schedules have been messed up by time constraints, after this match, we'll have no more interviews. And before the next match, also no interviews, as the warm-up will be cut by the substantial number of minutes. We'll go straight from this match to the next one, so stay tuned. We'll have no off-air time. If you need a
I'm pretty
bathroom
sure
break or
we're
anything,
gonna
you can go
bring
during
back
the timeout.
We're gonna bring back the interviews tomorrow.
For sure. And
Yep.
we've already got some in stock that we've taken over the course of the day. We've just had no time to show them because
Yep.
there's been so much playing. And that's what you guys are here to see.
Yep. As we see, Lynx are already on top with 2-1. And man, I thought they'd be relaxed, but I just see 10 and 14 exploiting the areas that Dolphins aren't covering, exploiting that small space. And as we see, number 1 gets it to the opening, but I really want to see from the Dolphins exploiting the 3 touches.
Now, Dima, you're a man of biology, right?
A little bit.
Somewhat. Did you know that Lynx prey on dolphins?
What?
I never heard of this, but apparently Lynx prey on dolphins.
Lynx prey on dolphins.
Yeah. Well, as you can see
Oh.
right here, the Lynx are just fishing for dolphins and
Interesting.
catching them. So
Well,
this is a
you
first.
could definitely use that analogy since we can see that Lynx are definitely preying on dolphins right now.
Yeah. Well, it certainly makes more sense than dolphins preying on lynx because
Indeed.
how would they do that with
They-
their tiny teeth?
They're doing so well with that. I mean, preying on dolphins that, man, they might go extinct.
Oh no. Okay, so another thing I'm noticing is that oftentimes people step over the line and it's just not called. Is this a new Ceesa rule, or do you think it's
you mean the
ref?
the one in the middle?
Yeah.
Or not? No, actually, I've read the rules, and you can step over with one leg. You can't do it with 2 legs. But when jumping, if you don't want to touch the net, you can land with 1 foot over the line.
All right, that clears a lot. That clears a lot up.
Yep. If it's 2 legs, though, then it should be called.
But touching the net in any circumstance is automatic point.
Yep, it's automatic point. I mean, the ref knows best, but I'm sitting at the top, and I've seen a couple of times where the refs wouldn't call it. Those weren't crucial points, but sometimes it happens. As we see number 20
10 with the
serving.
spike.
Number 6 receiving. Number 20 another spike. Number 10 just gets it over the net. And once again, miscommunication. I'm pretty sure the word miscommunication or communication was said too many times throughout this tournament. But once again, it's crucial for the teams to communicate, because as we've seen, there's only one ball, and when there are 3 teammates running at each other, it doesn't result in good stuff.
Yeah, volleyball is the most cooperative team sport. In
Indeed.
basketball, you can have a ball hog. You can't have the same in volleyball.
Yeah, in basketball, sometimes hero ball is even beneficial, but here, man, it's team effort. Team effort.
So Dolphins, though, they're trying to get into the 3-step rhythm, but
Yeah, pretty.
they don't have a dedicated setter. That's the problem.
Yep.
On the Lynx side, they have a couple dedicated ones.
I
namely
believe.
8 and 10.
I believe. On the Lynx team, everybody can spike, except except for number 3 that is right now walking off. I'm pretty sure she's never the setter because she's just really tall. So they try to exploit it on the offensive end with blocks and spikes. But besides that, I think everybody's setter.
That could definitely be true.
And that's the thing. That's the most crucial for any sport, is being versatile. Being able to fill in positions despite you not practicing them. For example, if I'm a spiker, but I can set, I'll definitely find a place on the team.
Now, this Istanbul team, I'm sure you know this, but for those of you watching, is a junior varsity, so they have that disadvantage in this tournament. They're up against varsity teams. Moscow's the only other junior varsity team. But yeah, as you can see, most of them have just around about 1 year of experience, maybe 2.
But I will say though.
But they have potential.
Yeah, I will say though. Like a lot of people I've heard throughout this tournament, they don't discredit, but they always favor the teams. Like for example, for JV Istanbul. Yes, they are JV, but I will say I will tell you that Istanbul has a smaller school than Riga does.
Smaller than Riga? Now that makes no sense because Istanbul is a huge city, but that's interesting. So it's
I mean, Istanbul is a
my
bigger
bad.
school, meaning that they have more people to pick from.
Yeah. But okay, now we're on a timeout. But you were saying the case that like Istanbul's the worst team. Okay. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. You're saying that they're up against varsity team. They're up against, so they have.
They only have one team, and they
because they're junior varsity, but they have more people to pick from. So their junior varsity is going to be stronger than their junior varsity.
Good call. I don't think Riga has a junior varsity. This is probably a mix of both.
As we don't.
Number 6 showing remorse for that mistake, but she shouldn't be feeling too bad as they're in a 7-point lead.
Yep.
But it's okay.
I
Better
mean,
take the game
throughout
too seriously.
Throughout this match, I see a little bit more passion in Istanbul, but so far it's been a one-sided show from Lynx.
Gosh, and the Lynx really tricked the Dolphins right there with surprise attack for once instead of going for the usual 3-step attack. Dolphins hit it a bit to the right. And it's just a 10-point game as of now. Could finish in 10. All right, and the serve goes out. Now this is starting to become a bit of a routine game, back and forth. Hopefully we can get some action here. I was saying it's getting a bit routine now.
Yeah, it's now 10-4. 16-7.
Well, the school day at Kiev International School has ended recently, and it shows the sidelines are unfortunately empty. So hopefully,
Well, we're actually having a game at 5 with KS Kozaks.
they'll come back. They'll come back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same amount of people we had at 9 o'clock the first game. The gym was pounding, but I definitely think there's gonna be some fans out here.
I certainly hope so. Right now, it's looking like there are more of you watching the broadcast than there are out here. So you guys you have the best seats in the house. How's that feel? That's got to feel great. Last time I checked, there were 6 of you special viewers. It means the world. All right, and it's 18-7 for the Lynx here, an 11-point lead. One of the biggest in this tournament, might I add.
What?
Biggest lead in the tournament. Almost. No, almost.
No,
Actually,
man.
not even close.
Actually,
not even close.
Yeah, the second highest
Yeah.
was actually by the Lynx themselves, 25-6. That's when they won the set.
That's a whole 10 points more than this one was, so not bad.
And we are witnessing a switch on the Lynx team. I believe number 6 is going out and number 5 is coming in. She's gonna fill in the backside, left backside.
I like the Lynx coach. They really change. They have plenty of substitutions. Let their whole bench play, despite the fact they're winning.
One thing I witnessed with the Lynx coach, and I've talked to them yesterday. They're like they're very serious about what they're doing over here. So there's no there's nothing that they won't do for their team. They're really cool and collected, and whenever their team messes up, they definitely show their teammates that, I mean, not teammates, their players, that they're not happy, but they will always support no matter what.
For sure. Well, it would certainly be a shame if they came all the way out here from Latvia to take an L. And is there an injury out here? Number 9's limping. Her kneecap came off and she slid on her knee.
Kneecap? You mean knee pad?
Knee pad.
Kneecaps it off. Jeez, Max. So you wouldn't want that for the girl to happen.
That would be a bit.
Yeah, a bit too much.
More urgent.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10 is serving here.
20-8, a 12-point lead.
This could be it.
And a 13-point lead.
The second set might have the same fate as the first in this Lynx versus Dolphins game.
It might.
With number 10 finishing it off with a series of successful
8.
serves.
I mean, we see that small mistake by number 10, but she's relaxed. They have a dominant lead at 12 points.
Might have felt the pressure there. Underhand serve.
Ooh. A little bit of miscommunication between number 3 and number 10.
The problem is they were silent, but 10 gave it her best.
Yep,
I mean, she received it, but in the end, yeah. Without saying a word, you will not get that far.
Yep, indeed.
All right, 10-14. Same move, but with a spike.
Ooh.
Heading right into the corner, and the Lynx are
That
serving.
Yep. No, that's a 12-point lead once again. The Lynx are 3 points away with having a perfect day when considering their games.
Right, a perfect record of 3-0. They can take an early leave today.
Yep.
All right. Little mistakes, but maybe they'll add up. Maybe the Dolphins will make the greatest comeback in the tournament.
Yep. I mean, that would be really nice, but I don't really see that happening.
Lynx are playing the game of get it over. No more 3-step. for the most
Oh,
part.
there you go, number 10. We'll prove you wrong, Maxwell. She doesn't play games. She's so serious about her spikes.
She is unpredictable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not
talented.
supposed to play at high school volleyball tournament because man, those spikes really show that she might be a professional.
Great receive and spike.
And spike number 14 showing off. And that's the thing with Lynx, why they're gonna come on top in this game. It's team effort. Everybody's contributing. We see this might be the last serve of the game. A little bit of a carry, I believe, but it's not called by the ref.
This will be one rally as both teams have high stakes here.
Yep, there we go.
Calls it right for not letting it go out.
Miscommunication, but gets it over. All right. Gets it over.
Right now it's a game of hot potato.
Ooh, Istanbul
Dolphins take it.
Takes it.
And we can only hope that their server here will do the team justice, because if the server is no good, then they're done.
Yep.
But it's number 1. Number 1, that should say a lot. She plays it safe with the underhand.
Oof. And we can see. Oh yeah, it's just games for Lynx now. It's see them relaxed a little bit. They don't really.
That's the first spike number 14 hasn't gotten. Crazy.
And I believe it's 24 to 12, 24 to 13. Man, 11-point lead.
But they're closing in.
Lynx are something, honestly, and that's game.
All right.
That is game.
Lynx have a clean record, 3-0. Incredible, and they are in first place right now in the tournament. So that's amazing.
Yeah, one thing
We'll
I can
talk
just
to
say
them.
about Lynx team, they've always brought passion and energy to the game. It's always a team effort, and there's so much communication between them. Istanbul gave it their best try, but let's face it, they stand no chance to absolute champions of the tournament as of right now.
Right. With players like number 10 who do play professionally and against universities or other professionals. This is a cakewalk for number 10.
Yep. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I was joined by Maxwell Moody.
All right, I was joined by Dima Shved.
Yep.
And it's been an honor, so thank you.
On our team, yes, I know all of them.
Do you have good expectations for our team this year?
Yes, I do. I was just watching them play. They were doing a great job, so yeah, definitely.
So this is like your last year, and like you're leaving. How do you feel about all of this? Like, this is your last
All of
event.
this?
Yeah, this is
Like
your
just
last
the
event.
last Ceesa. It's definitely I'm glad that we have it at home, that we get to see the girls play. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really interesting. It's nice to hear that gym cheer again. It's nice to be a part of the crowd and just be a part of the. It's reminding me of basketball a lot, like the basketball season.
Basketball. Do you think our team will get far this year?
I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that they will. I believe in.
Porteus Media. Do you know anyone on the team?
Yes, I know all of them, but there's one that I really love.
And who might that be?
K-pop.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you for the eighth game, the pre-last game. Oh, I hear myself. It's almost that time of the day that we call it all a day and just go home and relax and rewatch, relive the live stream, the memories we've built, the show that we've created. Well, more specifically, the
I'm
girls.
sorry, his voice is completely dead.
I think they can hear that. Thank you. So right now, it is gonna be the Iron Wolf, the Iron Wolves from Vilnius versus the Moscow Penguins. And so far, just the standings of the day. Coming in first place, the obvious favorite, the Riga Lynx, with three wins, 3-0, and they currently hold the first place in our little divisions, as shown here. After them are the PSI Panthers with 1 win, 1 loss. However, yet to change when the PSI Panthers will be facing off against the KS Cossacks for the final 8th game. 9th? 8th. 9th. 9th, thank you, Margarita. 9th game of the tournament day 1. However, yes, and after that we have Istanbul in the third with 2 losses and 1 win. The mighty Istanbul, hard over. These guys, the last game that they just played versus the Riga Lynx, they did not give in until the very end. The second set was truly was truly something great to witness. The teams had this no quit mentality, and despite the Lynx having a 24, the score was about 24 to 12. and Riga played them for 3 or 4 more points and kept that stretch up, despite knowing that it was all a matter of 1 point. And then finally moving on, in the other, we have Moscow Penguins. They are yet to lose. However, we will see if the Vilnius Iron Wolves, who have not won a game so far, will be the surprise. We might be surprised here, as they have a chance to dismantle the Penguins for their first loss. However, currently Moscow's in first place. Then we have our very own Kiev International School, going 0 for 2, 2 losses, 2 unfortunate losses. Not a good day to be a Kozak. However, the Svetoshina Arena, as hospitable and presentable as always. The Sports Student Council has done an amazing job. The broadcasting team to you has brought and created this mini story of the high school girls volleyball Ceesa 2019. And finally, we have AISV Vilnius also tied with KS for third place with 2 losses. Do you want the camera on us? On us, the camera? We're going to put the camera on us.
Has it started?
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your 2 favorite hosts, Malik Banat
And Maxwell Moody. Welcome to the Moody booth, ladies and gentlemen.
Moody Booth. All right. Oh, I've been here for enough time today. How about you?
Sorry?
I'm loving it up here.
Man, you know.
Oh, okay.
I've never fought. It's like my own waters here, the Moody booth, you know.
Look at this. You got white and black against white and black.
Yeah.
It's like bring you back to the 1950s. It's all black and white.
It's great.
Penguins and Iron Wolves. Very strange competition.
For teams like the Iron Wolves, the KS, Cossacks, it has been black and white. Unfortunately, Maxwell, both teams are facing 0 for 2 deficits. Both teams have the same record. Meanwhile, the Moscow Penguins, for them, also black and white, 2 to 0. They will be leading to extend their winning streak to 3 to 0 and become the only team alongside Lynx, the Riga Lynx, to be definitely the 2 crowned perhaps champions after this match
Correct.
of the tournament.
I'd have to change my earlier predictions from Moscow Cossacks to Moscow Riga for the finals candidates, but I may be surprised. As for this match, Iron Wolves really are the underdogs in the tournament, and I think this should be a pretty easy win for the Penguins and a fun last game to finish off the day. So Malik, the games so far in this tournament have certainly surprised me, mostly because these girls are just better than many of the boys that have been on our varsity team. The girls are just absolutely great. Number 10 from Riga, number 9 from the Penguins. If I were to form the all-star team, I would start with those 2.
Definitely. Riga and Penguins, they have showed up big time in this tournament so far, first day. And for me, the match favorite would obviously be that matchup. Riga Lynx and the Moscow Penguins. However, Maxwell, let's not rush our horses just yet. It's not nighttime just yet. The sun hasn't set off, and who knows, maybe the Iron Wolves might have something in store for us. And speaking of the Iron Wolves, their first serve.
This is the 8th game of the Ceesa High School Girls Volleyball Tournament. There's one more today, and the other 9 will happen tomorrow. So I really do think the scheduling is a bit ambitious, having a round robin of 6 teams in 2 days.
Yeah. So how many
It'll be intense.
games does each team play? 2, right?
No, each
3.
each game. Well, today
Each team, yeah, per day.
per day,
Three games.
Three
Three
games,
games, right,
because 5 in total for the round
Yeah.
robin, and then 1
Yeah.
regardless for our final place.
So the Ceesa Classic. Round robin, yeah. And it is a shortened schedule. Here is just 2 days, in contrast to the usual 3 Ceesa days.
I was discussing something with Dima Shved in the last game commentary. Stepping over the line is not a foul if it's with 1 foot. And that really cleared up a lot for me and showed that the refs are not letting things go. In fact, they're just adhering to the rules.
Oh, indeed. Have some faith in the refs, Maxwell.
Never doubted them.
It's a spike from the Penguins. And just too much firepower for the Vilnius Iron Wolves to handle.
It's 3-2 here for the Penguins. Not secure lead yet. This game might play out for a long time if neither team can find the rhythm early on.
Oh. Vital miscommunication there. Vilnius looks a bit lost out there currently. We'll see if the Penguins can put on some more pressure with their serves. Good response by Vilnius. Setting up. Oh, powerful. Right there. Oh, high ball. Oh, beautiful serve there. Beautiful, beautiful. Serve from there. And despite the Penguins dragging their feet, hobbling down, riding on their bellies, as you say, not able to save the ball.
Sliding on their belly. Well, that's what Penguins do, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, what do Iron Wolves do? What sound does
Iron Wolves, they prey on teams usually. However, we have not seen the same tenacity as we expected from them.
You'd think the Iron Wolves chant would sound somewhat like an auto-tuned howl. Penguins. What do penguins
So
do?
Taylor Swift?
Quack, quack. What do penguins do? I've never heard of penguins.
I don't think they make a lot of noise, but they're intimidating regardless, aren't they?
Certainly are. With their black bodies and white bellies.
Yeah. And remember who we crowned the Emperor Penguin?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Skittles.
Skittles.
Oh, I can't undisclose her name.
Sorry?
I can't disclose her name. I was talking. I had an interview with her. And I found out a lot of interesting things.
About person X, number 9?
Yes. So, I really wish I could say her name. No, basically, yeah, she's in 11th grade and she's been playing since middle school. So, she knows what she's doing. But at the same time, she's a football player and a swimmer.
Oh, wow. So I guess KS is not the only one with such multivariate athletes.
Yeah.
A lot of versatile peeps in this Ceesa pool.
And
Maxwell.
8-4 for the Penguins.
Yeah, I like such calm games at the end of the day. Seems like we're in for a pleasant one to watch. Both teams I don't think I've seen any teams this tournament so far who have committed even the slightest infringement of sportsmanship whatsoever. I didn't see any cockiness, arrogance, Definitely a very respectable manner all the athletes have participated, and I just like to watch how the Moscow Penguins execute their plays volleyball. It's a beauty to watch.
That may be a stereotype of girls' sports, but other stereotypes of girls' sports have been broken.
Well,
The intensity of being
Maxwell.
small, this intensity is sometimes much greater than in other circumstances. For instance, some of these overhand serves, I'm telling you, much better than any of that I've seen in our boys' volleyball season this fall.
Speaking of the stereotypes, Maxwell, Let's just wait till the second day. Who knows? The girls might surprise us. And we have the Penguins.
Always surprise you.
All right there, Maxwell. Hang on just yet. We are still live.
11 here on the serve.
Maxwell,
Penguins.
we have been quite apart, like separated at birth. You know, like twins separated at birth. That's how I felt recently, you know. Just shipped off to different parents, commentating on different games. I have not seen a decoy play yet in this tournament. Have you?
No, but
What do you think is that?
you know, I think these teams just have that sort of dynamic between each other. That sort of chill vibe.
Chill up.
This is
I-
like a,
I
it's
guess
like
they-
a warm-up for both.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't really want to confuse themselves more than needed or gamble any points away. This shows you really how seriously everybody's treating it.
Playing it safe.
Yeah,
You're not underestimating your opponent
Yeah.
and banking on the fact that
yeah.
they'll mess up.
The
And
key
at
is
the
to
same
win,
time,
right?
You're staying humble and
Eh.
not trying something new.
What do you think are the 3 KFN goals to success? For
KIS,
no KFN.
KFN. Isn't it knowledge, fun, and
No, Maxwell. KFN, our official sponsor of this Ceesa tournament, has provided 3 goals for the volleyball girls.
be bright, right?
That's
Be
one.
healthy
Yes.
and study. I don't know.
Eh,
Oh,
communicate, Maxwell. Communicate. KFN, yes, KFN has upgraded their terms, you know, modernized their philosophies, and really adjusted to the volleyball school of thought. And our student athletes are refreshed today at the tournament, full of nutrition, and we can see this all throughout their plays of game.
yes, and all the caterers had gave all these foreigners a taste of Kiev with Kiev chicken on the menu.
Chicken, did you see that oozing butter out of that Kiev?
One of the best things KFN
What could be
specializes in.
warm? Yeah, no better warming welcome gift, man. I bet when they're airborne, going for a strike, what's going on inside their heads? It's the chicken Kiev. It's cutting the chicken Kiev.
No, but for real, when they're in the air, there are 2 types of player in volleyball. Those who decide what they'll do before they jump, so they're saying, oh, I'll spike, and then they jump and spike. Or those who jump and then decide. They see the blockers, how many they got, they see if the opponents have a safety built, and then they decide, do they tap it over, do they tip it, or do they spike? And those are the elite when it comes to volleyball.
And I think a lot of it has to do with timing. Patience is really a virtue in this game. The mentioned tip-ins you gave, just from observing our own KS Kozak girls, Lizzie Morrow, she's a master of those sneaky tip-ins, along with Georgia Fickens, credit to be given. And the thing is, to diversify your decisions with every play, you know, never stay predictable, because that's what's going to kill you in this game of volleyball. And you can see how she times it right till that nick of time, where she pushes it through, where the opponent has already prepared for a double block. Oh, out of bounds there. A point for the Iron Wolves there. And Maxwell, well, it is 4 points, a 4-point margin. However, who do you think had the advantage so far?
Penguins.
Penguins, definitely.
Penguins, and this is because, I don't know, they've found their team. And, you know, I don't know if you've noticed, but they tend to have the same 6 on the court because they just have a great dynamic. And this is something that I've noticed, a variable between the Penguins and the Lynx, the 2 strongest teams. The Lynx and Penguins both have 8 players who came to travel in total, but the Lynx have subbed in their bench to play, and the Penguins, for the most part, have not. So if that will prove to be a disadvantage when it comes to the final.
We thought that, remember, Maxwell, but then we saw the... And yes, we were proven correct the last time with the Warsaw Warriors versus the Bucharest Vampires.
Right, yes.
That
The
indeed.
legendary match.
Yeah.
The two undefeated teams in the preliminary rounds at Ceesa High School Boys.
My boy versus the Portsky Pan. My boy dominated.
My boy.
He dominated.
He dunks on
Shout out to my boy.
You know who you are.
You know
You're
who
my
you are.
boy. You're
If
my
you know, you know. Number 5.
And if you want to know, you can just go to the YouTube channel, Kyiv International School Kozak TV, and watch the basketball competition. That was one competition, I'll tell you, Malik, of something out of the ordinary.
Maxwell, I'm getting real nostalgia vibes right now. And it's the Penguins. Slapping that. Slapping that one like an abusive father. And a setup for the Penguins.
The game's grown in intensity, and they seem to be going for some new moves here, surprise attacks, and instead of playing safe or simple and calling the obvious easy out, banking on those cheap points, they're just going all out.
Moscow.
Which is fun to watch.
It is, it is. Just like the previous match, were you commentating the Dolphins game just before this?
Yes.
And they stayed on that Lynx team till that very last moment, you know, despite knowing that in the second set the Lynx had 24 points, just 1 point away. However, the Dolphins did not give up as easily and fought them to the very last end.
They started playing safe, playing the hot potato game.
Yeah.
Underhand serves, all that.
Yeah.
Exactly what you should be doing in a match point situation for your opponent.
Yeah.
So
Do you know, Max? So like do you like hand pressed orange juice?
Yeah.
Like with pop. So you know, like when you cut the orange and you squeeze it till a good end, and it seems like no more juice is flowing out. Then you mix it a little bit, and you see there's like this little spots left. Juice profitable. And then you keep on pressing. That were the Istanbul Dolphins right now. They were the juice pressers.
Indeed. But in the end, the Lynx preyed on the Dolphins.
Yeah. Then Lynx, they just drank that orange juice.
All right, Penguins here. First set, looks like they might have it already under the belt. It's 20-12, 8-point lead. They serve. Can they handle it? Backhand push. 9 sets, 4 spikes. For those of you joining us, it is the Penguins Iron Wolves 8th match in the Ceesa High School Girls Volleyball competition at Kyiv International School. Moscow and Vilnius. And Moscow's winning 21-13. But you know, it's to be expected, and this is what I called from the start of this game, that Penguins will come on top. Because that's how they've been performing so far today.
And Maxwell, if we look at margins so far, the one we did for basketball, the scored versus conceded, I know we don't have the math right now, but intuitively, just from what we watched, who do you think has the advantage, the Penguins or the Lynx?
Penguins.
Penguins. Feel that too.
Penguins never played a game to the 3rd set.
Yes, that is true.
Lynx have, which means...
With our very own KS Kozaks, correct?
Right, which means they succeeded a set or 2.
Yeah.
And so based off solely that aspect, you could technically put the Penguins in the lead.
Oh my, that was lethal.
That was lethal, a bit too lethal.
Number 10, a killer.
No,
However,
number 10 isn't. That's the server I was talking about. The server who, in the game against the Cossacks, the very first game, got the Penguins the win in the end by just racking up those points from the acing serves, and now she redeemed herself.
There it is. That's in. Finally, hard work pays off. Staying on there, keeping with the same grid. Number 10 scores 1 for the Penguins, and they're just 1 point away from
Match point. Can she ace it? She went for it.
no good. And that concludes our first set.
Number 8 couldn't make it there. 7 tried, and well, thus is the game of volleyball. Time to time.
So, Maxwell, to cap it off, basically a very confident showing here by the Moscow Penguins. Nothing unexpected during this first set. If you're Iron Wolves, do you save energy for tomorrow, try to conserve it, or do you play till the very last drop in the second set?
Nah, you gotta squeeze the orange in this case. Because, you know, the Penguins ought to be tired. They played 2 games ago. 2 games back, which is as short as it'll get in this type of schedule. But yeah, Penguins should be a little bit tired right now. And if the Iron Wolves can just get 1 win, then you know they still have a chance at 3rd place.
Yeah, indeed. If the Iron Wolves manage to grab this victory, then they will have 1 win and 2 losses, which will make them a lot more homogenic to other teams. Whereas if they lose all 3 games, and for me, Maxwell, I'm mostly looking forward to the very last game of this tournament. I feel like that's the hidden gem. Save the best for the last. Our very own classic Kiev rivalry, the Panthers versus the Cossacks.
You mean the game of today, the last game of today?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I will not have the honor of commentating that.
Hey, we always have space in the Moody booth.
It's okay. This game, I much prefer to commentate this game with the Penguins. Penguins are just an absolute delight to commentate on.
Indeed. Look at them making hearts at us at the crowd. Who
They're
knows?
such a fun team.
Maybe it's directed at us, maybe not.
They're not, predictable, but at the same time, they can surprise you in pleasant ways.
I agree, Maxwell. I fully agree with you on that one. And moving back to the beginning of the second set, for anyone tuning in, it is the Iron Wolves of Vilnius coming up ahead, head-to-head with the Moscow Penguins. And so far, it's the second set. The first set goes to the Moscow Penguins.
Very strong serve from number 10.
Oh, touched the net there. She'll be penalized for it.
That'll cost the Penguins a lot because having 10 in the position of server, that was a power move to start off their second set. But that's okay. They'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Hopefully. 9 sets to 1. Who spikes? It's a third touch.
Receive 11.
They managed to get it over.
Her.
Set
So
6.
she'll hit it.
Crosses.
No good.
Well executed. And that brings the score to 2-1-1. 1-1. Back to where we started.
Very quiet in the gym, Maxwell, at this point.
Oh, but
The
it
last
won't
game.
be that way next game. KIS PSI. I'm sure people from PSI as well as
Yeah.
people from KIS will come back from their
We've
early dinners to come watch this legendary game.
Indeed. Probably everyone is off at the Laryok, the corner shop, somewhere getting snacks, preparing for the
Domino's,
classic
Buzata
rivalry.
Hata,
Buzata. Oh, not Buzata Hata, Maxwell. I wouldn't recommend you that. You're gonna have a long evening with Buzata Hata.
You might have to retreat to your hata instead of come out to school.
Indeed, Maxwell. Well played. By the way, none of the content on this channel is up for commercial use. And now we have the Penguins striking. Wait, Maxwell, do
Right through the legs there.
right through the legs. That's called what's that called? No, An ace,
Nutmeg.
a nutmeg ace.
Nutmeg ace.
A nace.
Nace.
Okay, Maxwell.
Skittles naced the
Skittles.
Iron Wolves.
Maxwell, cats have paws, right? What do penguins have?
Webbed feet
Webbed feet, indeed.
and wings.
And wings
But they don't use their wings.
to fly. They use it
They use
to
it
spike.
for balance. They use it
No,
for
they use it for spiking.
spiking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course. or serving or setting or bumping. Or
All of the above.
They're very versatile things.
Versatile penguins,
They just
yes,
can't fly. That's okay.
At least they're down to earth.
Ah,
Humble
yes.
penguins.
Yes.
Um,
Oh my God! You could not be more right.
What
They
happened?
are.
Yes.
Dima Shved was saying they're used to winning at this point, which is why they're humble.
I mean, that's a good position to be in, right? For any team.
That's a good problem to have. Winning too much.
Oh. Last,
7-1.
you don't hear people rapping like last night I took a W and then and everybody's like, right?
No,
It's
no.
never like that. If you are a man of literature, you always like to have some conflict in your plot. What is the conflict for Moscow? Is it the Lynx?
Well, the conflict is when I was talking to them, they said they want to develop a very Russian chant because right now it's just 1, 2, 3 penguins. You know, the classic. And they want something to really show off to the Cossacks and PSI alike.
Oh,
Like, let's go
put some
Mother
politics
Russia.
in here.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how I feel holding mic here.
Well, they can always cheer for our new president-elect. That will always freak us out.
Yeah. All right. A great serve. Looked like it was going in, but Iron Wolves took the chance and it went out.
Maxwell, what did you eat for breakfast
To the
today?
Penguins' chagrin.
Maxwell, what did you eat for breakfast today?
Well, I'd have to think about that. I think I had a large bowl of cereal.
Large bowl of sugar. Cereal.
Cereal. Why is that? Why do you ask?
Because I wanted to know how you keep afloat during these games, you know? A lot of our concentration goes on the players on the court, but what about the people behind the microphones, you know? We're also human.
Now there's a thing in chemistry called what's it called? Inductive reactions, I believe.
Inductive
It's
reaction?
when you react, so you're doing something, but you also absorb energy. That's me in the Moody booth. When I'm commentating, I gain energy. This is how it is.
You're an energy vampire.
Energy fan.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, it's something about it. It's something of an art. It's relaxing, but at the same time, of course, it's not relaxing. Because I'm not even on the edge of my seat. I'm standing. I'm on the edge of the
Hey,
balcony.
we-
I could fall over at any point.
We've been on our toes for quite a while, and fortunately, our feet are not webbed, so you know it's not as easy to stay so stationary.
Yeah, right.
But we are pretty gifted tetrapods, regardless. And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, back to the score. It's 10-4, excuse me. Moscow Penguins up in front. They have already secured their first set. Oh, and
I'm hoping it would go out,
yeah.
but it was well in the
Do you know
court.
what that play reminded me of?
What?
I have a Russian anecdote. I already told Dima this, but I want to tell you this, Dima Shved. Listen, Maxwell, that instance, keep it in your mind. So, an American asks a Russian, have you seen the second Star Wars movie? And the Russian says no. And the American says, why not? And he's like, because I haven't seen the first. And then the Russian replies, but I would want to see the third one. Humdinger, huh?
Oh, okay.
See?
I
This is
see.
basically what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you take responsibility, but you don't, you know? Do you understand the complex paradox?
I think I do.
All right.
I think I get it.
We can provide an extra podcast, you know, that comes along with the broadcast. Support for anybody who does not understand or delineate our complex intricacies. And
You can call it
That was-
overtime.
Yeah,
Malik-
overtime.
With Malik Banat.
What about with Maxwell
With
Moody?
Malik and Max.
Thank you. I don't want to be alone.
No, of course not.
No, it's not that I don't want to be alone. It's I don't want to be without you.
Oh, okay.
Maxwell Moody, will you? Very intimate moment at the Moody booth.
I'm making you moody. Got 12-6 here for the Penguins. 6-point lead.
All right, Moscow Penguins. They receive the ball. Seems like she have hurt her hands on that.
You know what? It's not even so simple.
Oh my! Oh! You could hear that slap all the way from Moody booth.
Yeah.
Mamma mia!
The ball here is being
I feel like I've been slapped. Maxwell, do I have a red mark on my face?
No.
All right,
Look,
good.
I do.
Yep.
On my
Oh
arm.
my, who did that? All right.
Practicing with the number 6 from the Penguins. She's got one strong serve. Oh yeah. That's how it is. Yeah. Very strong.
All right, Cowboy. But what I wanted to tell you, this is. Do you know what synesthesics are? Do you know the mirror touch syndrome?
I do not.
Imagine me taking out a needle and then pointing it at my skin, and you would watch it. You wouldn't be affected, right? But you would feel the pain in a way. You'd empathize, right?
Yeah.
So the same is when I watch number 10 Spike, right? I'm not actually the one on the receiving end, however I feel. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Got a timeout.
second set.
Yeah, 15-6 for the Penguins. Looking much like the first set. In fact, I was confused for a second. Are we even on the second set? It's almost like a deja vu.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time that the Moscow Penguins wrap this one up. But Maxwell, do you see any weaknesses in Moscow's game? Like me and you, we aren't volleyball experts per se. We aren't as knowledgeable as
No,
involved.
not at all.
However, having seen the Lynx and the Penguins, do you think there's a difference in the group dynamic in terms of energy between them?
Yeah. Well, you see, the Penguins really are the traditional volleyball team. And they have a dedicated setter, and they like to go for the bump set spike combination, right?
And would you call the Lynx?
It works for them. It works.
And the
for
Lynx
the
are
Lynx,
unorthodox?
It's not that. It's just the Lynx have their own special thing. And that special thing is that, yes, they've got number 10 who stands out from the rest, but
Yeah.
while she is the team captain, she's not the sole. She's not the sole setter. She's not the only one who can set, and at the same time, she's well-rounded, and most of the Lynxes are well-rounded. So though she leads the team, like morally and mentally, she doesn't carry them, as does number 9, somewhat, in the Penguins.
Yeah.
Like if it weren't for number 9, it just wouldn't work for the Penguins because she's 1/3 of their attack, the set, you know, and at
Precisely.
times the spike.
Precisely.
But Lynx can get along fine without their star player. Either way, 2 definite candidates for the All-Star team. 9 from Penguins, 10 from Lynx. As for Vilnius, you know what? Vilnius is undercredited by me,
And
sorry
by
for
me.
that. And I'm sorry for that. They're actually they do show some exemplary. I'll show you an example right now.
They are pretty resilient. However, I feel like they just don't really believe in themselves to an extent that they can dominate the game. You know,
Yeah.
like they treat it as like a game of chance. You know, if this goes our way, we'll go our way. Ladies and gentlemen, while Moody steps away from the Moody booth, it will be a colonized Bonnet booth. And we have a spike from Moscow by number 4. Not our usual spiker. However, she shines on that one. And it is 19-9, 10-point lead for the Moscow
There are a bit
Penguins.
of technical difficulties, but I just got a new microphone, and it sounds like it's good. All right.
Maxwell should
Back
have
on the
asked.
track.
I could have shared mine with you.
I know you share anything with me. 20-9. Malik, don't retreat yet. The game's not over. There's still at least 5 points here in this set. Oh, Malik, you wouldn't leave the Moody booth with me here alone.
There's a limit, Moody. There's a limit.
All right, he's gone for just a second. He'll be back. Back to the beginning of the spectacular match. 21-9. Got that 12-point lead here.
I had to hit myself very hard, Maxwell, to forget that one.
Surprise, like out of bounds serve there. The Penguins.
That's true, nice.
Indeed, number 10 is a very nice player in terms of skill set.
Skill, capabilities, depth of capabilities.
Yeah. Depth.
Both on the receiving and offensive end. However, particularly the receiving end, she's a great receiver. No balls tend to miss her. She's just like number 10 from Riga, Latvia. Just basically just some natural volleyball players who are just great at receiving. It seems like they don't even struggle. The positioning of their hands.
Indeed. No offensive balls in volleyball.
Well, obviously Maxwell. All right. Oh, number 10 fumbles the ground. And we see by the body language, number 10 and other Penguins, they seem to be like having fun. That was a little Penguin flop right there.
Yeah, slide on their bellies a little bit. It's their match point, you know. They probably don't have to go for any sort of extreme.
And might as well do it in fact. Oh, ace? Yes.
Goes for it and she wins
That
it.
was the game.
Ace.
And the Penguins flap their arms in unison. They are the victors.
The victors, Versatile Wings that bump set and spike. Bump set and spike every single time. You know what? You can predict the Penguins, but you can't outsmart them.
You can't, man. They're just in their own element this game and all throughout.
Like it's somewhat a paradox. You know they're gonna bump set spike, and you know who's gonna do it, but you just can't get there to block it.
And doesn't that show how fundamentally strong they are?
Yeah, indeed. There's certainly a superior level of chemistry between their players, and of course between the coach and the players, because they're just so disciplined, and so right. And now
All right, Maxwell. So
3-0 for the Penguins so far in this tournament, tied up with the Lynx.
yeah, and black and white, right? For Vilnius, it's pretty much the opposite. It's 0-3. They have not won a game so far, and KS is in danger of being another team pulled in with the Iron Wolves Vilnius. However, we truly dearly hope that Kiev is red next game.
Now, so you just tuned in for the black and white match, and now we're going to the most classical blue versus red. Something that you can't miss. The sidelines will start filling up in a moment or two, and in just about 10 minutes, come back. We'll have the live stream with
Get that,
PSI and KIS.
get that double vision ready.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna interview with us. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just, right in just a few moments when they you guys will be able to see it. If I were them, I would certainly want to grab number 10. Grab the entire Penguins team. It's not up to me. And yeah, sorry for the delay. Could make views any faster and smoother. We'll try. But you know, there's a next match to improve upon when it comes to the broadcast. Anyone who's watching, we really appreciate it. We sincerely do. And we hope you guys enjoy it. I mean,
Check,
we do everything.
check. I think you can.